My life has just been...
Okay, number 24. The Parson. Now, if you look on the side note, it says Parson, a local priest whose job was to tend to the spiritual needs of the people in his parish and the surrounding countryside.
So he's like
a traveling priest.
Yep, sort of like a traveling priest.
I always get so confused if I go before E or if E goes before I.
I'm for E except after C. Unless you're spelling
never
relief.
Or neighbor, or wait.
See?
Or literally
That does not go with like
you
half the words that I spelled.
If the sound has an A, it's still spelled I-E. Or
E-I.
E-I. Okay, the Parson. There was a good man of religion too, a country parson, poor, I warrant you, but rich he was in holy thought and work. He was a learned man also, a clerk, who Christ's own gospel truly sought to preach. Devoutly his parishioners would he teach. Benign he was and wondrous diligent, patient in adverse times and well content. As he was oft times proven, always blithe, he was right loath to curse to get a tithe, but rather he would give, in case of doubt, unto those poor parishioners about, part of his income, even of his goods, enough with little, colored all his moods. Wide was his parish, houses far asunder, but never did he fail for rain or thunder, in sickness or in sin or any state, to visit to the farthest, small and great, going afoot, and in his hand a stave. This fine example of his flock he gave, that first he wrought, and afterward he taught. Out of the gospel then that text he caught, and this figure he added thereunto, that if gold rust, what shall poor iron do? For if the priest be foul, in whom we trust, what wonder if a layman yield to lust? And shame it is, if priest take thought for keep, a shitty shepherd, shepherding clean sheep. Well ought a priest example good to give, by his own cleanness, how his flock should live. He never let his benefice for hire, leaving his flock to flounder in the mire, and ran to London up to old St. Paul's to get himself a chantry there for souls, nor in some brotherhood did he withhold, but dwelt at home, and kept so well the fold, that never wolf could make his plans miscarry. He was a shepherd, not a mercenary. And holy thought he was, and virtuous. To sinners he was not impetuous, nor haughty in his speech, nor too divine, but in all teachings prudent and divine. To lead folk into heaven, but by stress of good example was his busyness. But if some sinful one prove obstinate, be who it might, of high or low estate, him he reproved, and sharply as I know, there is nowhere a better priest, I trow. He had no thirst for pomp or reverence, nor made himself a special spiced conscience, but Christ's own lore and his apostles 12 he taught, but first he followed it himself.
He's a good priest.
That was a really long one.
Okay, so far we've met several of the people from the church, and how would the parson compare to those people?
He's
a better person than all of them.
Okay, he is arguably the best religious person in the group.
Is he like a very, like, you know how the other priest was like a little bit lower, and like he'd be the guy to like...
So where do you think this person's rank is if they go from
up.
town to town?
He's the guy that...
Low church.
Really?
Low church.
I figured he'd be high.
Because like high church is like the Pope and like cardinals.
It's people who actually work in
a church.
Like a real
like
church.
Like a cathedral kind of, right?
Yeah.
Or like
I
even
think
just
so.
a church.
question. What's the difference between a sister and a nun?